Okay, so I really do not want to get up today, but I'm definitely going to because I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. Remember how I said I wanted to talk about socializing and communicating, and then I kind of didn't say anything about it? I said all the wrong things. So that's what we're going to do this morning. And I want to start with making myself a morning drink. It's actually been a while since I've been in the kitchen and made my own like drink like this. This was taken over by my husband. It really did relieve a lot of stress and anxiety for me, but I can do it today. It's just a day, right? And I had a strawberry. I'm from a strawberry town, and they kind of make me happy. And it was really cold, but I ate it anyways. And now let's just get back to those words, okay? So I'm gonna try to make them all come out, and it's just gonna take me a minute. But I definitely get a lot of things. Like I say so much stuff that I don't even say it right, but that's totally okay. That's just it's fine. It's totally fine. So friendship, communication, and socializing. These are the things that I struggle with. I struggle with more than that, but we're not going to get into all of that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I said a lot of the wrong words first, so I just skipped over that for you. So this is me skipping over that, and in a moment here, I'm going to actually talk.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about friendship and communication and all of that, and I wanted to explain like I have not had friends in a very long time, and that was my choosing. I choose to not hang out with people. I choose to always say no when I get invited. I actually haven't been invited anywhere in a very long time, so that's just different, which is fine. I remember where I lived before I lived here. Now, this was 7 years ago. It still boggles my mind that I've lived here for 7 freaking years. Anyways, when I lived there, a lot of people hung out together. Everybody was always so nice and happy and just go with the flow. And I love that. I love that. And they would invite me out like, oh, do you want to go do this? Do you want to go do that? We're all getting together after work. And I'm just like, oh, that's really cool. That is so cool that you all hang out. That's so cool. No, I'm good. I'm like, why you always say no? I always say no because I'm scared of doing stuff like that. I don't know how to act in a social setting. I don't know. I don't know. That's just it's too much. But thank you. And honestly, I told him, I said, look, I super appreciate you inviting me. You know I'm going to say no, but please don't ever stop inviting me. I'm going to always say no, but maybe one day I might say yes. And he was like, yeah, okay. And he never stopped inviting me. The whole 3 years that I lived there, they never stopped inviting me. And I always said no. I did say yes once. I did say yes one, or maybe 2 or 3 times. So that's, I mean, when you think about the average of that, that was once a year. So I think that was great. I did it. And I had a friend there. Friendships don't last for me. They don't last. And is it because I moved? No, because I try to keep the friendship. I try to keep the friendship. I call, I text, and they don't call back. They don't text back. I started to realize that all of the friends in my life were not reaching out first ever. I was always reaching out. And that was fine with me for a really, really long time until I realized it. This is actually like the second time I had realized it. The first time I realized it with my family. And I was like, whoa, not messaging you anymore. I'm done with this. I call you all the time. You never call me. And then you try to tell me the phone works 2 ways. I know the phone works both ways, okay? I'm the one who uses it all the time. You don't, and it hurts my feelings. But I was the mean person in that scenario. Okay. I don't need to talk to any of them. But this is the second time of me realizing it. That it's like, oh, it's friends who also do that. I once had a girl who I had said, "Oh, you're moving too, and you're like a day drive. You're a day drive. How fun will that be? Like how awesome! I can come and visit you." And she was like, "Why would you do that?" And immediately I was like, "Oh, you're right. Why would I do that? Because I thought we were fucking friends." But obviously not. She's like, "We're moving. Why would we continue to talk and hang out?" Oh, you're right. I don't need to do that. That hurt. That hurt. And it seems to be what I always get. So I stopped trying. I stopped trying. But also there was another time where I did have a really, really good friend. And this is what made me push myself further away from people, was that she died. She died, and it broke my heart. And I'll never know if she would have continued to be a true friend when I moved. I'll never know. But I do know that before I moved, she died right before I moved. She told me how she would visit me, and we talked about that, and we talked about all the conversations we would have and how we would stay in touch. So I believe that she would have stayed a true friend. But I'll never really know. Her son still reaches out to me, so I really do believe that she would have been a good person still. And none of that was what I wanted to say, and this is longer than I wanted it to be. That's fine. Gosh, I'm always crying on here. It's okay. I didn't want friendship after that. And every time I try to open up that door, people very quickly show me that I need to lock it. I need to freaking lock it. Like, somebody get me a deadbolt, please. People suck. People suck. So, okay, so I'm not gonna cry anymore. Friendship, I don't do well with it, and I also suck as a friend because after all of that, I went into this whole depression and anxiety thing where, I mean, I've always had both of those my entire life, but this was like the most heightened time in my life was during when my husband was gone, which was the past 3 years. We all know he's only been here for a few months, and during that time, I really saw that I didn't have friends, I didn't have family. I was deep in depression. I was deep in depression. Like, I was under the fucking bed. I wasn't in bed with depression. I was under it. And I'm not going to get into that right now because I was supposed to be talking about communicating and friendship and how I just don't have it in my life, and that is totally okay. It's totally okay because I know I'm not the only person who doesn't have friendship. And some of us are okay with it and some of us aren't. And I don't know. I guess I'm on the freaking fence about it. And I wasn't communicating back. The people that did reach out to me, I stopped. I didn't. It was too much for me to even pick up my phone. Like, literally too much. It was too stressful for me to read the message, for me to respond back. And there were times where I tried, and I would just feel my heart racing, and I would just get every single anxiety and emotion that I could. And it was just too much. So I put it out there and told as many people as I could, like, hey, it's too much for me to talk to other people. It's just too much. And I'm sure people got in their feelings and had their things that they wanted to say about it or just wanted to leave me alone. And that was perfectly fine. I'm still trying to amend some of that. I know I keep saying that, and that was just the first year because my husband left in 2022. Whoa. Well, I was talking about 24. And 2024 was when I started to try to talk to people again. And I started with my mom, and I never got past that. And here we are in 2026. I need to try to reach out, but I'm terrified because I've not gotten good responses. And even when it is a good response, it's not just that. It's just that I go, whoa, oh my gosh, I can't be in this conversation. I need to get off the phone. I can't respond to the messages because it's like, oh no, where is this going? I don't know what to say to you. I don't know. Because I've been hurt too many times. I've been hurt way too many times. So the only person that I really talk to is my husband and my kids. And I'm slowly integrating my sister again because, yes, even her I wasn't talking to. The past several years have been miserable. And this is me trying to get the hell out of it. Trying to get out from under the bed. At least I'm in it now, right? I'm not in the bed. See, I'm in a chair. And this was too much. It was entirely too long. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening.